Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is Voice of the Goddess, and yes, it is Sarah Jane speaking to you. That's because this evening, I know this is Patricia's program, but I'm interviewing her. So I have great pleasure in introducing Patricia Iris Kerins to you. I'm going to introduce her by her bio, short bio, and then we're going to come to Patricia and get her to share some information about herself and her upcoming series of programs with you. So let me start. Patricia Iris Kerins has worked in the MBS field, mind, body, spirit, or soul, depending on how you want to put that, for over 25 years. She is an author of 2 self-help books and a spiritual fictional novel, The Magic of the Magdalene Key. She is the radio host of the Voice of the Goddess show on Ascension Network Radio. Are you still doing that, Patricia?
I'm not. No, that's what you did. Sorry about that.
No. We need was the radio host of is now actually, I think, doing it through our television rather than through a radio. She is a clear channel for Source, Mary Magdalene's words in particular, offering guidance readings for clients. She is internationally renowned as a soul and spiritual empowerment coach, workshop facilitator, put my teeth back in, sound and vibration healer. Her work is of, in, with, from, by, and about divine love and seeing that within all. Her new company has just been birthed and is called Love Power. Right, that was a bit of a mishmash, but Patricia, welcome to your program.
Well, I love that. This is totally new. That's just wonderful. And thank you for the big build-up. It's always good to start with a laugh. That's the way we should continue, I think. It's lovely to be here, Sarah, and it's lovely to share airtime with you. And yes, I'm looking forward to our little chat tonight.
Oh, it's a real pleasure to have you here. Obviously, the whole idea of this program is to help people to learn a bit more about you, to get to know you. Because for those of you that have already watched the first 3-hour-long programs that you've done under the Voice of the Goddess, and please, folks, you can find those on the Gift of Healing TV website, and I'm sure Patricia's got those shared as well. Do go back and watch those. But she's starting a brand new series. But start, Patricia, by sharing a little of your story and how you came to do what it is that you do, sharing Mary Magdalene. And I know you've been a singer as well. So share, or are a singer. So share a little of your story and how you came to this.
Yes, well, I will just make it a little because it could go on for a long time and we've only got half an hour, as it were. But yeah, in my 40s, I really felt I had to get my act together and change. And I was running pretty big business at the time. And I went to a course in Glasgow called Mind Store. And this wonderful chap taught us all how to meditate, and he had masses of these books at the back, and I was just, I don't know if you remember your early stages of becoming involved in this. You're like a sponge. I think I bought bags of books and took them home, and the ones that really got me were Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life, and it just went from there. I did all her trainings, and somebody there said, oh, you should be a Reiki healer because you've got such hot healing hands. And went on from there, became a master teaching, sharing, loving Reiki. And all of that time, my psychic channels, of course, were being expanded, and I began channeling. It really started with Archangel Michael and the angels. And then following on to that, the bloodline came in with Jesus, Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Sister Anna. So all of that going on, people coming to our house and bringing in paintings of various Da Vinci things and connections to Knights Templar, and I mean, really fascinating, very Celestinic, if you like. Everything that was happening led me to the next step. But, you know, as you say, I was a singer, and emotions always, if there's emotion going on, it's going to show in my throat. And I had a rough time as a child, in as much as I was being pushed to sing and told to shut up practically in the same breath. So, you know, it was a mixed message, to say the least. So, yes, interesting. But you know what I was going to tell you tonight, because I'm hoping that he'll come on for an interview, is Tim Wheater, because I had just been through a divorce in 2000, and then fairly quickly met my now husband. And that year, I think it was 2001, I invited Tim up to Inverness. Now, still, because I'd met my now husband very quickly, I was still sort of dealing with all the emotion after, you know, parting from an 18-year marriage. And, you know, virtually I had no voice. I had masses of catarrh, couldn't really sing. And it wasn't through eating cheese and chocolate, as everybody thinks it is. It's emotion. Gummed up. Anyway, Tim, God love him, came up from London. And we had got a really good group together. And I couldn't do anything, felt really constricted that whole day, and yet something quite profound, I feel, happened then, because after that it was just a very gradual, we certainly shifted something that day, because he delivered his workshop very beautifully, just leading you from one aspect to the next, and really using the voice to release and let go. So that's really my story. I mean, I've just gone from strength to strength with the guidance of these magnificent beings that for whatever reason have chosen to work through me, and I get quite emotional when I'm thinking about that. But I feel very blessed, and I find that I am able to help women in particular find their voices. And that's why I was obviously given the task to find my own voice. Then I can reach out and say, well, you know, I can help you. And that's what happens. So I thought, oh, this new series, it's really building up to a wonderful weekend that myself and some lovely friends, Geraint Short, Fiona Alexander, and Bill, my husband Bill, 4 of us have formed a team, and we're calling it Reson 8, figure 8, infinity, Scotland. It's happening on the 5th and 6th of March in Glasgow, right in the centre. And what I'm hoping to do in this series is bring everybody, the stars of our show, if you like, interviewing them all, because it's interesting. I mean, Tim has got an amazing story. I don't want to give any of it away, but when you hear what he's come through, it's just amazing. Helen Wilson, pretty much the same. Elise, a pop star of old, now into our kind of work. And what I'm hoping is that it'll help our audience out there sort of identify, you know, my goodness, yes, okay, you know, I too can find my voice and use sound to help heal my body and lift my vibration. So there you go. So that's where I'm at. I'm very excited about this series.
Oh, and sound energy. You couldn't pick anything better as far as I'm concerned, because that really resonates with me.
That's good. Now, can I just ask you something? When we were testing earlier, it was switching backwards and forwards between our shots. It's no longer doing that on my screen. Okay. Are you doing that?
No. This is the joy of this, ladies and gentlemen. This is live, this is technology, and it doesn't always work perfectly. So Patricia's, and whereas I'm used to being in control, I'm not. So
I clicked it and it's come back on. Is that okay?
Yeah, let it do. But okay, this is a lesson, folks. I do apologize. If you if you want to make sure your picture is there when you're talking, you click on your picture down in the little two boxes. When if you want to make sure I'm got my pictures up there, because that's what's going to be seen by the people watching this on YouTube.
Okay.
Click on mine. But
well, they looked at you listening to me. I hope you didn't go to sleep.
so no, but I love this, folks. This is what I love about technology, because it has glitches.
Back on. I can feel like a control freak here, I'm telling you.
No, I've been obviously being told I'm not allowed to be in control. That's good. It's good to let go at times. It really is, and just let it do what it's meant to. Right, should we get back to the program?
Yeah. Okay.
And laughter's a brilliant sound. It's a great sound to have around, folks. So sort of we're happy with that. How do you know your voice is being used as a channel? Does it change? How does it work for you?
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that one. I know that when I'm working with people, I merge with their energy. That happens as I'm working. And as I feel Magdalene coming in, my energy field shifts. There's no doubt about it. I didn't used to deal with it very well, Sarah. I used to almost think I was going to get shoved off the chair, or I was going to faint, or, it was powerful. And then I think through breathing and also letting go of the fear, there was some fear around it as well. What is this sort of taking over? And yeah, I got uptight about it. But when I learned to let go and allow, and allowed it to fill my body, I was fine. Also, there is a degree of tingling goes on in my body, which lets me know they're definitely there, or she is definitely there. And I think clairvoyant would be my strongest sentience being, if you like. And then when I'm in the visualization with them, that's when I hear what they're saying, what they're sounding. So it's almost like I have to just give my voice over and allow her to shift it where it's going to go. And sometimes it's quite melodic. She'll bring through a melody, and sometimes it's more almost like overtoning, can get the harmonics, that kind of thing. So it's very much about merging with people. If I'm doing a one-to-one, it's between me and that person, what would come through. What I've noticed recently is once she's finished with the sound, she'll deliver some words. And those words, that really doesn't feel like me at all. The words come, and they're always beautiful. They're always very gentle, very compassionate, understanding, very, very different. Not different particularly from me, but I can feel the difference in the tonal quality as well. And sometimes it can be quite breathy. And it can be a big sound can come in, very deep, big sound. So yeah, I just need to be open-hearted, if you like, to allowing it to come through. Yeah.
It's a trust thing, isn't it? It is just an allowing. I mean, because I genuinely feel I act as a channel, I have no idea most of the time who for, but because I also, and those that are watching that know me, know that I work with the toning, with the voice. And so, yeah. And you do act as a channel, and it affects us all differently. I'm going to put something to you now, and it's a matter of really offering up as to whether Mary Magdalene would like to share a little something with everybody for the series, for those that watch the program, because it will be totally right for each individual that watch it. Those people who are meant to see it will, because you've talked about allowing her to use your voice, and sometimes, you know, it's the vocal, and then there's the verbal, and it's just a matter of, so it's just offering that up at this point in time as to whether before the end of the program there is something she would like to share with us through you. And I think in your last program there was definitely some of that for those that want to go back and watch that. And it is trust, isn't it? It is very much about just allowing.
I totally agree, Sarah. It is about trust, but also it's about getting your ego out the way, because there's a lot of is this me, is this really me? Is it really her? Is it really somebody else? What is it? And I think once you move beyond the self-doubt and that voice, and really give yourself over, really just allow, that causes a tremendous shift. And that took me a while, I have to be honest. It took me a while to stop the self-doubt, which then now is self-trust. And thank you for asking about whether she'll come through or not. The answer to that is I don't know yet. If we do have a bit of time at the end, I would really need to close my eyes and go within and see what happens. So yeah, but that's a nice idea. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, let's go back for those people that are watching that are, oh, they can do this, they can do that, they experience this, they experience that. I don't get any of that. I think it's really important that the majority of us who find that this is a part of our gift, that we are being used, we all go through that. Me? Why me? Actually, why not me? Feel that for yourself. Why not you? You know, we're all special. There's no one more or less special than anybody else. If you have been given that particular gift, but whatever your gift, share it and be confident with it. It is totally right. It's you.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. It is, and it's, yes, I believe everybody can channel, absolutely everybody on the planet can channel, if they go within enough, if they meditate and really make the connection with their soul and their soul's connection to Source and Mother Earth. Everyone can do it. I actually taught a webinar earlier this year, people to develop confidence and self-worth around their channeling abilities. And we've had some astounding results from that. So there is a lot to do with confidence as well, Sarah, as, and it can be a difficult balance to, yes, I can do this, get the ego out the way, and yet be confident in what you're doing. So it's about helping people to overcome that. And I mean, when I go back to when I was in my 40s, sitting in some of these groups and doing workshops with people, I used to be sitting thinking, how everybody else is getting this except me. I don't feel that. What are they doing? Oh, they're having this, they're having that. I used to get quite paranoid about it all, and then suddenly something just clicks, doesn't it? I mean, you've obviously been through this as well. Yeah, so you know what I'm saying.
The truth is, one of the reasons I asked the questions about people sharing their story, a little of their story, it's about helping everybody out there realize we started where you are. Practically every single one of us have started in the same place. And I suppose I always ask people to share that aspect, because it helps everybody out there to realize, I can do it. We are no different to everybody else out there. It is just that we've found, and it's probably taken us years, but I remember sitting in those courses They're talking about chakras. What the heck is a chakra? I've been there, folks. I'm sure you've been there. And it really is about letting you know that every single one of us, Patricia, myself, just because we run our own programs, we teach, doesn't mean that we don't totally get where you are. So
I get they are, and it took decades, not years. I think nowadays the folk that are beginning to awaken and come on board are on fast forward, because it took me a long time. And now when I work with people, and you know, sometimes it's lovely to say, working with some people in their late 20s, 30s, wow, they're really flying. You know, it isn't such a long process. Things have speeded up greatly. So yes, I guess we're the forerunners, Sarah, of all of this, and then there are ones away ahead of us, like Louise Hay, and God bless him, Wayne Dyer, who's just not long passed. And you know, they're my Wayne Dyer. Absolutely loved that man and his wonderful words and test. You know, all the memes that he wrote, all the I am statements, and all of that, and the books that he was a great guiding light for me. So yeah, so I guess that I'll own this because I think I'm older than you, but you know, we're becoming the elders of the tribe, and giving a helping hand. I think that's so important, isn't it?
absolutely, absolutely. And talking about sort of timescales, I'm very aware of the time. I don't know whether you're getting a sense whether you want to just sit and see whether Mary Magdalene would like to share anything with us.
Okay, well, what I am thinking is, just before I do that, I would like to just announce that Helen Wilson, who is a good friend of mine, a singer-songwriter, and she is one of our sacred stars, shall we say, who's going to appear at Resonate in Glasgow. She just brought out her new CD. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Helen. I first heard her singing Are We Going to Scarborough Fair, in a beautiful voice, very light, very lovely. And at that point, I didn't know her very well, but she visited recently, and she was wearing the biggest pair of boots I think I've ever seen, and brought her guitar in and all the rest of it. And she, you know, I said, well, you know, what have you been up to? She says, well, I've got this new CD and I've written all this stuff because, you know, I've got to get my message out there, and I've organised all different kinds of protest marches and all the rest of it. So my impression of Helen was totally wrong, because behind this beautiful, feminine, compassionate exterior beats this, wow, big voice, big heart, big boots, and she's filling them and bringing out this lovely new CD with all the wonderful words, and that's what it's called, In the Words. I believe you me, powerful messages in her words. So next time we come back, Sarah, 22nd of December, that's who's on, and I'll be interviewing her, and we'll be hearing hopefully some live music. She'll bring her guitar, and we'll have some live music. But yeah, let me just tune in and see what we can do. I'm just going to close my eyes for a moment and maybe invite you all just to do the same. And just allow your breath to take you to that place, the sacred temple within your heart, and go through the golden gateways, enter in. And there before you is the beautiful Mary Magdalene. And she puts her hands upon your heart and asks you to open your heart to receive her sound, her vibration. She would like to share it with you. Beloved ones, enjoy being you. Enjoy your beautiful gifts and talents. Bring them forward with confidence and high self-worth, high self-esteem. For you are unique. There is not another person on the planet just like you. So celebrate your life, beloved ones. Celebrate the love, the life that is yours. Be kind. Be calm. Go within. And in these testing times, hold your center. Hold your core. Hold the love within you that comes from Source. Beloved ones, rejoice in your connection to Source. Oh, Sarah, over to you, darling. I get myself back.
No, fine. That was lovely. Thank you very, very much. Got a sense of that. I really did. So thank you for sharing that, and I hope that you enjoyed it, folks, as much as I did. So, Patricia, thank you for sharing with us, this week. And as Patricia said, she's going to be back on the 22nd of this month. So please join her again. You'll find the information, I'm sure, on her website. You'll find it on the Gift of Healing TV website as well. So folks, enjoy what's coming up over the next 6 weeks in time for the March program. Patricia, any final words you'd like to share with folks before we sign off?
Well, I would just like to thank you very, very much, Sarah Jane, not just for this evening, but for having and acting on the inspiration to bring forward this lovely TV, Gift of Healing television shows. And you're doing a great job, and you've got lots of lovely other presenters. So I hope people will go on your website, and that is www www.giftofhealingtv.com. I'll just give my own website, www.patriciakerins.com, and our Glasgow gig, www.reson8scotland.com. So there you are, that's all the advertising done, and it's 8:30. That's good timing, isn't it?
Thank you so much, Patricia. It's been an absolute pleasure. Love, peace, and light to you all, folks. Namaste.
Love, peace, and light to you and all who are listening. Namaste.